it's Lee from colouringqueen.net, and thanks for joining me for a colour and chat. I thought I would colour today in Ivy and the Inky butterfly, and I thought I'd colour for the few of the colour-alongs that are going on at the moment. I think I mentioned in my What's On video a week ago or so, it's all blurring for me, all the days. They're just all turning into one another for me. I think I mentioned that, I could actually get 3 or 4 colour-alongs out of just the one picture. So I went through my books and I decided that I would colour this picture and get 3 colour-alongs out of it, which is, one is mine, which is the Johanna January, and then Nikki and the Inky butterfly, which is colouring from Ivy and the Inky butterflies colouring book, and one other one that was colouring just in blue. And if I'd picked all flowers, I could have actually hit another colour along as well. So for me, that is a really exciting effort, because it's very rare that I will actually have a picture finished for an actual colour along. So, and then often I forget that there's a colour along on, and I don't even put the picture in it or tag it. So this month I'm trying to improve, and I'm trying to get better at taking part in things. So, and I'm planning on getting this picture finished today, and then I'll post it up to Instagram and tag it up for all the colour alongs that it fits. So hopefully I'll have 3, and that will be a fantastic effort for me, because it's rare that I actually finish anything within the time for a colour along. But I thought I'd better colour something for my own colour along, which is Johanna January, and I've got another picture planned, which is a double page spread, also from Ivy and the Inky butterfly. So I hope I get that finished by the end of the month, but I don't want to pressure myself, because then it's just not fun for me anymore. Now, you may have noticed that I didn't show the cover of the book or colouring these first butterflies, and that's because some silly person, that would be me, forgot to press the record button. So I've had to redo all of the audio that I thought I'd recorded, and of course I couldn't recolour the butterflies because I'd already coloured them in. So technology failed there big time. And so because of that, it's now Monday morning instead of Sunday when this was meant to be put up. But that's all right. You wouldn't have even known if I hadn't have told you. So I hope you're having a good day today, and I apologise if I've already said this, but I've done the audio a few times and I keep forgetting what I've said. So I hope you're having a good day. Over the weekend, we basically stayed inside. It was actually unseasonable weather here in Australia. Rather than being hot and sunny and pool weather, and it was actually raining and cold, and I actually had a dressing gown on during the morning and had my blankie on of an evening, and actually was wearing a jumper, which is just really unusual for summer here in Brisbane, where the weather is subtropical and usually it's incredibly hot and humid, but none of that on the weekend. And because it was sort of raining on and off and all drizzly, every time David and I thought about going outside and doing something in the garden or doing something for the house, we just decided instead to stay inside and watch Netflix and curl up with Millie, and she took it in turns, jumping on each other's laps and deciding where she was going to sleep and where we could, wrap ourselves around her. She's so cute. What she does is she sits next to David for like a few minutes, and then she'll come over and she'll sit next to me for a few minutes, and then she'll go sit by herself. It's like she wants to give each other will give each of us a little bit of attention and, keep us sweet for food, I guess. And then she decides that she just wants to sprawl out and be by herself. She's a funny little cat, but the poor little thing, she is a little bit out of sorts because we've rearranged my office type environment again, the colouring cave, because Millie is full on moved in here. She's got her food bowls, her kitty litter, she's got a cat scratch at her cubby house, and I'm sort of shoved up against the corner with my pencils and books, and she's got the run of the place. So we moved my desk and we actually sliced a bit of it off just to make everything fit in the room a little bit better, and so it wasn't so cramped up for me. So I hope this works out, but Millie's been a bit out of sorts because everything's moved around and she's not happy about it, but hopefully she'll like it and she'll get used to it and it'll be better for all of us. So on Friday, I was having a great day. I was really making waves with a project that I've been working on and getting all the housework done. And you know how you get one of those days where everything just goes to plan and you're firing through all the tasks and everything's going great. And then David rings me up and he says that Brisbane is going into a 3-day lockdown. And so you can only leave the house basically to go to the supermarket or essential things like going to work, and you have to wear a mask as soon as you get out the door. And it was going into lockdown from 6 o'clock on Friday night till Monday night. And of course I hadn't done the grocery shopping because David's had my car because his is still not working. We had it towed home the other night, and it's sitting in our driveway while he goes through and sort of works out what the issue might be, why it stopped working. So he's had my car, and I haven't been able to do any groceries because he's had it for work. So the funny thing is, on Thursday night we were saying we'll go and get some groceries, we'll get it all sorted out. And then something came up and we decided that we would get them over the weekend instead. And of course then we go into lockdown. So I grabbed an Uber down to the supermarket just to get a few things for dinner so that we had something. Because David was telling me that all the news sites showed people panic buying and there was nothing left on the shelves and whatnot, and I check the news myself because I usually only look in the morning when I get up, and then I don't really look throughout the day. I don't need it. And I hadn't realised, and so I got the Uber down there and thinking I would just walk straight in, and it's only a small shopping centre, so I didn't think many people would be there, and I thought I'd just walk straight in and it'd only take half an hour and I'd be back home again. So, boy, was I wrong. When I walked in, I could not believe it. I couldn't understand what all these people were about with trolleys, but they were all using the trolleys to keep the social distance, and the queue wrapped around the entire shopping centre and outside into the car park. Luckily, I guess, it was a cool and rainy day. I actually had a raincoat on because it was raining, and so if it was hot it would be really uncomfortable to be standing outside in a queue. But so I was in the queue for a good hour or more, just hour or two, just as we made our way to the top of the queue. But I've got to say, it was nothing like what I've seen on the news for other shops. And it was all very quiet and calm. Everyone was really polite and people were just being patient and standing there waiting. The supermarket staff were constantly updating people that they would be getting access to the shop soon. And everyone was just really nice, making jokes in the line, and Uh, I had a nice lady that minded my trolley while I went to the bakery, and then I minded her spot while she went to the chemist, and it was just really nice. It was just really laid back. But when you're in the queue for that long, I don't know about you, but I hadn't had breakfast and I was busting to go to the loo. So by the time we got into the shop, I was just ready to just grab what I could and get out of there. And luckily, I got something for dinner on Friday night. That was all I was worried about, and caught an Uber home. But just to get food for dinner, it took me 3 hours. And the worst of it is that when David got home, he'd actually stopped at the supermarket on the way, and he said that there was no queues and it was just all stocked up and back to normal. When I went, all the bread was sold out, most of the meat was gone, the fresh vegetables, most of them were gone, and even the frozen. So there wasn't a lot left for me to actually get just for a quick dinner. But I managed to get some little pork roast and some frozen vegetables, so that was all we needed. Of course, I got some sweets as well. So David's an ice cream fan, so I managed to get some of that. But that's all we basically needed. And when I left the shopping centre, there was no longer a queue, so it all dissipated really quickly. And I've got to say, people were really polite. No one that I seen was, hoarding food or toilet paper or anything like that. They were just really, just like me, basically, realised that they had nothing for dinner and were worried that they wouldn't have anything. But I wish I'd just waited. David said, go early in case it was all sold out, but I wish I'd just waited because it was 3 hours and I was just dying to get home, and plus I had to catch an Uber and both ways, and it was raining and I would have much preferred just to be at home colouring in and taking it easy, I guess. So I hope you guys are doing well. I noticed during our lockdown here that's lasting 3 days, and I'm sorry if I'm a little bit rambly. I've done this audio about 4 times now, and I can't remember what I've said on each one of them, so I'm not sure if I'm making sense because I've done it so many times and then deleted it because of noise in the background, etc. So over the weekend we watched Big Bang Theory again. Yes, this is our 3rd time watching it back to back, and I don't know why we're obsessed with that show, and we just love it, and we still find it absolutely hilarious even though we've watched it 3 times, all the seasons in the last few months. So I don't know. I hope we find another show to get obsessed about. Because we certainly can't keep watching it all throughout 2021 again, because we'll have all the seasons done again. So we just basically spent the weekend at home on the couch and played with Millie and gave her brushes and attention, and that was basically it. And it just seemed to go so quickly. One day it's Saturday and then it's Sunday night and you wonder where the weekend's gone. And this morning I wake up and the weather is back to being hot and humid, and I think when David comes home from work we'll probably go and have a dip in the pool and enjoy a bit of summer. It's school holidays here at the moment, but because of the lockdown, most of the kids in the area, they've all been inside. It's so quiet here, it's just absolutely eerie. Our lockdown finishes tonight, unless they extend it, which I haven't heard about if they're going to or not. But over the weekend, and most people have just stayed right inside their house. I've only seen like 2 cars and only a couple of people walking their dogs. So it's just really strange. I've never seen it so quiet in the neighbourhood. But then today, of course, when I want to pop this audio in, every house going seems to be mowing their lawn. Like, the people over the road started, then the people behind us, then the people next door to us, and someone up the road. And it's just been constant. So I apologise if you hear any lawn mowing in the background. I've tried many times to time it to make sure that there is no other sounds that would interfere, but I can't unfortunately control the neighbourhood, although I would like to try. So this week I'm finally going to do film my Prismacolor colour wheel. So I've done one that is the same as the Faber-Castell ones and the Polychromo ones, the Faber-Castell Polychromos and the Black Widow ones that I've already put on YouTube. So I'm going to show my Prismacolor one this week and actually review the pencils, because out of all the years I've had them, I've never actually reviewed them. So I'll be filming that this week, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to grab the car from David so I can go and get the wheel laminated, because otherwise it's going to get all grubby with my little fingerprints on it. I'm also hoping to do another picture for my Johanna January, and I've got a double page spread picked out. It might be the one that I do, but 2 pages seems like a lot for me because I colour so slowly. But we'll see how I go. And then this afternoon I'm going to order some shopping online. One of the things I find that colouring all in blue is I find it really soothing, and I don't know if it's just the one colour or whether it's the blue is soothing anyway, but I find the whole thing of colouring in blue very, very soothing. So I was glad that I sent that colour along where you just colour all in blue. It's really suiting my mood at the moment. And to be honest, I don't know when I'll going to colour in colours again and use the rest. Hopefully it's soon, because I can't keep colouring all in blue. And I've been looking for dogs again. It's a new year, new start, and there's been quite a few little dogs that have come onto the rescue sites this year, so I'm going to try and pick out a few and apply for adoption of them, and just see what David thinks of them when he's got a chance to have a look. He's been pretty busy at the moment. His work is moving buildings this month, and so he's going to have maybe some weekend work where he'll have to help move. It's a pretty big office and warehouse to move, so they've got it all arranged with different forklifts and different semis and stuff, so it'll be a lot of effort. So I haven't wanted to bother him when he's really busy to look at pictures of dogs with me, but hopefully we'll find something soon. I know the dogs that so far we've seen aren't suitable because they would either prefer another dog, so they want you to have 2 dogs, or they don't like cats. So hopefully we'll find a little doggy that loves kitty cats and is happy to be an only dog, or, you know, to have another little dog later on when we can get one. But hopefully this year it's going to be easier to adopt another little doggy. So I hope we get one soon. I really miss having a dog. Really miss it. There's something about dogs, they're just so loyal and loving, and they just want to be with you so much, and obviously I'm codependent because I really miss that. And I really can't wait to have another dog and, you know, play ball with it and take it to the park and take it on adventures. So hopefully soon our perfect dog will come along for us. I hope so. So as well as colouring this in, I've been also colouring in my Colour by Number colouring book by the Jade Summer brand, and it's a mandala colouring book. I got it as a digital download, but you can also buy it as a paperback. And I didn't have all the colours in the first picture that I coloured in, so I just changed the colours around. But I just find Colour by Number and mandalas so incredibly soothing, especially when you're a little bit stressed or worried about things and whatnot. So I enjoyed colouring that in. I was just sitting on the couch colouring with it last night on a clipboard, and it's just so carefree and easy. I really, really love that sort of colouring where you don't have to think too much, especially when you're stressed. Can't think of anything better, to be honest, except for colouring in one colour, which maybe I'll switch it up and colour in a different colour next time. But I was lucky that there was a colour along that had blue as well. So hopefully I will get my other picture started this week for Johanna January. And I'd love it if you joined in. And if you don't have a Johanna book, she does have free pictures that you can download from her website as well, as long as you've got access to a printer to print out the pictures. And there's a few different colour alongs for Johanna this month. There's the Inky butterfly one, there's my one, and I think there's another one, I can't remember. But if you look on my What's On my website, you'll see that. And I'm hoping that I get my my big website project finished this week. I've been working on it for so long, and I hope that this week I get that finished because I've got so many other things on my to-do list to do. I don't know if you guys get to-do lists that just go on forever, but I think it's that last year I counted that I had 37 things on my Colouring Queen to-do list that had been there since 2016. And I'm slowly working my way through them. I bought a diary before the end of last year, and I've been going through, and for each month I've been writing down something that's on my list of 37 things to get through, because rather than just go, oh, forget it, I'm never going to get through these 37 things that have been sitting there for 4 years. I've just been trying to go through them one by one and get them out, because I feel I owe it to myself to actually finish. And there's a lot of reasons why I never finished those things. The list was written before I got sick, and after that I was just like a year behind on everything. And then we moved, and then we renovated a house, moved, lost a lot of people in our lives that passed away, and also lost our beloved dogs. So there's lots of reasons why I didn't get through that list, but I'm still wanting to get it done and get it finished, and I don't want to quit and just forget it and not do it. I want to get it actually done and know that I actually seen it through. So hopefully this will be the year that those 37 things will all be done. But I actually have done some of them over the last year or so hopefully I'll just get them all done soon. And I'll feel good and give myself a big tick I don't know if you guys do that, but I love making lists so that I can tick things off. And then sometimes I don't put things on the list and then I have to write them in so I can tick it off and have that satisfaction. And I even do it with like renovation projects. I might have a big Excel spreadsheet and then I really like, writing next to it, done, ticked off, and the date. Even bills, I write them down and then I tick them off. And it's just that feeling of satisfaction of going, yes, I actually made that. So with my all those little items that I had planned for Colouring Queen, I've been going through and ticking them off as I do them, and it does give me a little nice sense of satisfaction. And because it's a beautiful day today, I'm going to head out into the garden later, and I think I'm going to plant some more zinnias. I've really fallen in love with zinnias because they seem to do so well up here in the climate. They seem to grow a lot and the flowers are beautiful. They don't seem to attract any bugs or whatnot, and they just seem absolutely a winner. You can use them as cut flowers or you can have them just in the garden, which is what I've got. So I think I'm going to plant some more of those. I've got a kind of greeny coloured one and a red one and the smaller variety of zinnias. So I'm going to plant some more colours and I'm going to order some more seeds so that I have them for the end of summer so I can plant some and see if they grow in autumn. I want to do some experiments because the climate here is quite mild and I want to see how they go. But I'm pretty well thinking that I'm going to replace a lot of the flowers that I tried that didn't work so well. I'm going to replace them with the zinnias because I think I get great bang for the buck, and they also come in so many different coloured flowers and you can cut them and they just look so good. So I think I'm going to do that. I've added some black here with black pencil, and I think I actually did take off a little bit of colour with an eraser, a Tombow eraser as well. Because sometimes I feel like I put too much colour down and so then I'll take it off with an eraser. Yes, but going back to what I was saying, so the zinnias, I'm going to order some different colours so that I have a nice little rainbow effect happening next year. And I want to make sure that I get them early because they tend to sell out pretty quickly at the place that I buy them from, probably because they're only $1 a packet. And other than that, I think I'm going to do some weeding. Oh, and my vegetables are going really well. I didn't even realise, but my cucumbers have already grown and they're actually huge. We had one with a salad the other night for dinner and he was hiding down the side of the garden bed. I didn't even realise that there was cucumbers there. I thought they were still in the growing phase, but they were ripe and ready to harvest. And when I went out this morning to look at them, there's a few more that'll be ready to harvest this week. And I've got so many lettuces and corn and capsicums are growing. The only thing I don't have at the moment is tomatoes, which is really odd because they're the thing that I've grown the most of since we've been here, but for some reason the plants that I've got at the moment just really aren't growing that much, or they've died off. So I'll have to work out what's going on with the tomatoes and get that back on track. Can't have a salad without tomatoes. Oh, and I've got a huge range of strawberries. The neighbours over the road are renovating and they had one of those old concrete laundry tubs that have got 2 tubs in them. And as soon as I seen it, I really wanted it because when I was a kid living on a farm, that's what we used to have a bath in, and it wasn't just me, it was the whole neighbourhood would line up and get into one of those double tubs and everyone would use the same water I know it sounds a bit gross, but everyone would use the same water and everyone would have a bath in this tub. And as soon as I seen it, I got all nostalgic and I really wanted it. And they gave it to me because they were just going to throw it out, apparently. So they're really lovely people that have moved in over the road, and David went and got it the other day from them, and I've bought some strawberry plants to go in it, and I really want to get them planted so we can have lots of beautiful strawberries as well, and plus they're going to look great in my laundry tub. And it's got like little concrete legs on it too, which is quite unusual. So I want to get that done today, and I need David's help with that because it weighs a ton. It is so heavy. And after I get that done, I think I will sit down and maybe do another one of those Jade Summer colour by number pictures, because I'm feeling a little bit tense and I feel like I would really enjoy doing that. Well, I'd certainly enjoy doing that much more than housework, which is the second option. So I hope wherever you are in the world today that you're having a good day. Let me know if you're taking part in any of the colour alongs that I've mentioned. I will also put the hashtags for those in the description box below because I can't quite remember what they were at the moment. It's menopause brain, I think. It's going all fuzzy all the time and I'm having trouble with words and remembering things and whatnot, but it's all good. Hopefully I'll come back to normal soon and be able to put a sentence together without getting all confused and rambling. But so I hope you're having a good day, and that's it from me. Until next time, stay safe and happy colouring.